Good morning, YouTube. Everybody on their way to work or getting ready to go to work? This weather's horrible. So I'm going to bring you some information. Some of you may have missed, maybe some of you may have not missed this. But it was about Ford, and I'll just leave it at that. And then we're going to have a little discussion when we get back to the shop. I'm headed there now. So it's 8:50. It's 7. My clock says 8:54. I think it's like 7:30. And we watched that Gran Turismo movie. Was pretty awesome. Years and years and years and years ago, I did Pocono Raceway NASCAR experience. Oh man. Any of you guys ever do that? Insane. Excuse me, awesome experience. Also, anyone who's into Supercross or motocross, K-Rock at Englishtown this weekend. Brighton Carroll, sponsored rider by Meineke. He's going to be there. And Brighton has, Brighton has competed on the national level, has been in Supercross and motocross outdoor pro nationals as well. Just to give you a little update, I try and get back when I can. This conversation is for shop owners and shops or whatever. What are you guys charging for a non-name brand? I'll just use it like that. Non-name brand synthetic blend oil change. 5 quarts, right? Because who's charging for 4.5 quarts or 3.75 quarts? We round it off. So synthetic blend oil change, 5 quarts of oil, spin-on filter, most affordable filter you can get. Not Purolator, not Fram, nothing. Just something that works for you and the customer that you can say that you're not going to have any problems with. Some people will say oil is oil. I will tell you it's not true. Certain oils have to meet a certain standard, but there's also detergents in there and phosphorus and many other things that are very important to today's engines, which I think these oils are lacking. I run a solid roller in my hot rod engines, and I use the best oil that I possibly can with the most protective additives that it needs, and I think that's really has a lot to do with what's going on now. Is it really, not to get off subject, is the metal quality and everything so shitty and the oils just don't offer enough protection? Or is the metals, right, the irons and the aluminum sufficient, right? They're just improperly lubricated. They're lubricated, but they're not lubricated with the right or the proper ingredients. Anyway, back to our subject. 5 quarts of synthetic blend oil, and I don't care if it's from the dollar store. Synthetic blend, in my opinion, is synthetic blend, and it should meet the minimum standards, right? But there's going to be stuff that's better. We're not talking Mobil 1, we're not Castrol GTX, just your, regular oil change. And in my opinion, at least at my location, I've had 1 or 2 customers that actually give a fuck what oil you're putting in their car. And they understand that oil change is $120 or $150. It's typically the BMW and Mercedes and, higher end cars. But only like 3, and I don't do a whole lot of oil changes by choice. Even if you go to Jiffy Lube, I don't think they have an oil change that's less than $90. Just so you know. And that's for the same oil change we're talking about. So what do you guys charge? And what stemmed this conversation is I have people come in and ask for an oil change. And basically we tell them up front, because we have to nowadays, that your car takes 7 quarts or 8 quarts or 10 quarts and blah, 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 blah. I mean, I just want the basic oil change. Your basic oil change is 5 quarts of full synthetic 020 with a cartridge filter, sir, and that's $75 or whatever the case may be. And you can't average oil changes anymore because every car is different. Everyone takes a different blend nowadays. Everyone takes a different filter. There's no blanketing in and saying, oh, well, this is what your oil change is going to cost, right? I'm not including drain plug gasket or strip this and that. So what is your cost? What are you going to charge the customer? And we're just going to say Honda Civic It doesn't require full synthetic. Synthetic blend is what they recommend, and I'm sure that if you read any other charts, they would definitely advise using the better brand oil, because sometimes they tell you to use this in this season and that season, and use this with these wear protections, blah 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 blah. But just general oil change, excuse me, synthetic blend, 5 quarts, spin-on filter, because we all know cartridge filters are more costly and time consuming to do the job, right? So is $50 a fair price plus tax, right? So, $60 for a synthetic blend oil change. And then we could talk about full synthetic, but let's keep it on the basics. 5 quarts, spin-on filter, synthetic blend oil. Let me know what you guys are charging out there. Thank you.